What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dueling Aces, August 8th of 2022. Gents, Akers has muted himself. I did not do it. Just letting you know right now. He's got control of his own. Oh, somebody's yelling.
Meatloaf's ready, Ma.
Oh, God.
Can you let the dog in when you get a second?
So, where to begin?
There's a lot of shit we can get into.
Well, the Browns would take up 6 shows. You know, we ain't got that kind of time tonight.
Why do you think I'm waiting for the Barking Idiots to do? I want to wait till everything's finalized before we do a show.
Listen, I said they should got rid of him while they were talking about getting rid of Baker when they had a chance, and now it's a fucking headache.
What, get rid of Watson?
No, Hunt.
Oh.
Hunt? Oh. He only
Oh,
played.
you already knew my deal about the Watson trade. I mean, I told you if we got him, we're just gonna have to live with it, and I can't do nothing about it, obviously. But I think it was a dumb trade, but we won't know until the shit happens.
Time will tell. I think we'll be fine.
I think so too.
We just got to get over this bullshit with this suspension and get through all that first, and then once we get through that, I think we'll be all right.
It's going to end up being 6 weeks.
I think so too.
I heard a rumor today. They're saying that they're going to keep the 6 weeks, but they're going to give him like a bigger fine. They want to hit him in the wallet.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Well, they want to do that because the Browns made it that he's only making $1 million for this year, and that's why.
Because the Browns piss a lot of people off with that guaranteed contract. That's why.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, boo-hoo.
Well, I think the big thing you keep hearing about is how they keep saying that, oh, we don't want Watson to play in Week 12 against Houston. Why does that fucking matter? He's got to play there at some point. Just get it over with and be done with it now.
Very true. I don't disagree. Do not disagree at all.
They don't want Watson to play in Week 12 against Houston because they don't want him to embarrass Houston.
There could be that too.
Very
throw
true.
For 400 yards and like 5 TDs in the first half.
Right.
The problem is that Houston and Jacksonville are going to be vying for the number 1 pick again this year.
Possibly.
And if it's only a 6-game suspension, the Browns will probably be 3-3 at that point.
That's the worst case scenario.
Or at worst 2-4, and if so, they still have a very good chance of making the playoffs. Where the Browns have to be concerned is the goodwill of the fan base, because this move, unless he comes in and
shits the bed.
Well, no, unless he comes in and is really, really, really contrite and just keeps his head down and his mouth shut, this is going to be a black cloud hanging over the organization until they win, at a minimum, an AFC title game and make it to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. I think he's been doing all right so far. I mean, he's kept his head clean. He's been doing a lot of shit in the community, and he doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing what he needs to lay low.
Correct, but you have one of, if not the largest worldwide fan base for an NFL team, and a good chunk of those fans are female. So, you've gone and signed a quarterback who is accused of varying degrees of sexual assault to, sexual inappropriate behavior, and signed him to a very, very large contract and sent the message to those fans that you are more concerned with winning than you are with the image of of the team. Now, I understand the Rooneys went through the similar thing with Ben, but after that incident with Ben, you didn't hear another fucking word about it, did you?
Nope. And I love that the Steeler fans are trying to give us shit because we gave them shit, which is fine. Bring it, whatever you got to do. I mean, I'm getting messages all the time from my Steeler fans about memes and this and that, and it's like, whatever. Say what you want to say. You get it out of your system.
But the thing is the Steeler organization handled that right. They handled that correctly.
Well, Haslam's a new owner. He's still got a lot to learn.
Then take a page from the Rooneys and get out in front of it. Because you've got some repair work to do with the fan base.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get your point, but I mean, being at training camp that day, and I've had friends that have been days after, like a couple of days after I went, and every time he's come out, he's been received pretty well with a standing ovation or claps and this and that. So I mean, but that doesn't mean that everybody that's against it has been at the training camp either, though.
No, but I'm not just talking about people. Diehards go to training camp.
True.
You know what I
mean?
The
casual fan.
I'm talking about Jill who wears Brown's nail polish on a Friday at her accounting job because it helps the Browns win on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the woman who might go buy a Baker Mayfield jersey to go to an office party. I'm talking about the woman who has a Browns t-shirt but couldn't tell you who the third starting linebacker is. Those people. You have to get out in front of it so that you don't alienate those people.
And they keep coming back.
And they keep coming back and spending money and whatnot. That you're running into a scenario where you're coming dangerously close to the possibility of telling the fan base that you don't give a shit about them.
What he did. It's more like winning's more important at this point.
Yep.
Well, on the other side of the spectrum, you have to continue to conduct business as well.
I'm not saying you don't. You're running an NFL franchise, and yes, you should put the best available product on the field, but there has to be a certain amount of integrity that goes with it.
I get that.
Yeah.
I just thought for sure. I mean, I don't know how long is this dude gonna fucking wait though. I mean, what the first preseason game is what, this Thursday or next?
This Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday.
He'll drop it at 4:00.
Probably.
He'll try to bury it.
Actually, he has to have it done before Friday. They have to have it done before Friday.
He'll try to bury it. He'll try to bury it in a news cycle somewhere.
Well, and I was going to say, especially if he doesn't get his way.
Well, my thing is what was the whole point in hiring Sue Robinson if you're going to hire somebody else?
Well, the technicality is okay, we went through the motions of our first, what we needed to go to and what we said we would do if situation came up. Well, you went through the motions, but you haven't actually turned around and gone through everything yet. And it's like, well, that's what we want to do is we want to go show the whole process. They're using this pretty much as the first go around of this
with the new CBA.
CBA, correct. And that's exactly what he's doing. and he is utilizing every single option on this ordeal. So this
But
way,
now,
for the next time, when it comes up to be somebody the next time, that's exactly what's going to happen.
is Goodell going to be the type that he's going to actually stick true to what this guy says, or is he going to be an asshole and be like, no, I don't like that idea, so I'm going to give him this. I'm just going to make it my own decision.
If you're not entrusting the system that you guys put in place,
And you all
you're
agreed
go
to.
against it, then that CBA is going to be null and void.
There's a bigger thing at stake than a 6-game suspension.
The NFL's it's the image of the shield.
Yep.
It's not even that. I mean, yes, it's partially that, but if Goodell and the arbitration brought in Sue Robinson and then immediately turned around and said, well, we don't like what she says, because she said he broke 3 of the 4,
Right.
and so that's why she went with the 6-game suspension. Okay. And the fine. Okay. But if Goodell comes back and says, well, I want my guy or my girl to rule on it, and Goodell's person says, oh, no, we're going to give him a year and we're going to double the fine, then you have told the players, you've told your ownership, and you've told the fans that this piece of paper that the CBA was written on is worth nothing more than wiping your ass with, and that I'm going to do what I want to do, and then you have just given your players full range to go, you know what, we're not playing.
Strike.
We're striking.
Hey, Zolt. Hey, can you do me a favor? Go sit at the piano.
I could play some copyrighted music for you.
There we go. We need some background music.
Hey, they're sexy.
How you doing?
I just realized with our glasses and facial hair and bald heads, Zolt and I could almost be related.
Uh-oh, you turned it off. You're not talking.
Your mic's muted.
There you go.
Actually,
There you go.
There you
that
go.
was really weird. I might need to recharge these things. I don't know. I just have a hunch.
Well,
Us
here's
standing next to each other might be like.
here's the bigger kicker.
We probably could be.
Here's the bigger kicker, because Goodell's contract is up this year.
He won't be back.
If he foobars this,
He's gone.
trying to get an extension right now for another 2 to 4. If he foobars this, he's out.
He's already foobarred it.
Well, he's letting the process that the NFL and them have. Whoa! There's a hefty paragraph by the man.
But
Here's the
he's
problem.
right.
The process already played out. They brought in the impartial arbiter. The arbiter did not rule in favor of the league. Goodell is throwing a public temper tantrum by hiring a different arbiter.
Well, no, this is the appeal and the appeal arbitrator.
The appeal is part of the process.
This is part of the process still.
It's written in.
Yep. It is 100% written in there. Yep. Yeah, we're still in it. It's not over yet. It's like I said, he is pressing every single button that is on the toy that goes through that, and he will make sure that as they say, the whole contract is going through.
Take your 6 games, tack on a heftier fine, shut the fuck up, and let's go.
Listen, I just wanted to be Sue out of all this and got paid to do absolutely nothing. I read all that paperwork. I made my order. You didn't like it. You still paid me anyways. That's gonna be one person that's gonna be pissed off the most.
That very true, Mr. Manning. Very true. Yeah, it's like I said, I think they're going to be. He's pressing all the buttons so that they make sure that the next time somebody does this, they want to make sure that, hey, this is the process. This is what's going on.
Okay. So, if I may, I know I'm just jumping in the middle of this.
Your timing's perfect. What are you talking
Thank
about?
The reasons the judge cited for why it was 6 games is because nobody's gotten more than 6 games. That was literally her rationale. That was one of her reasons. The reason they want to appeal is so that there's a precedent set for more. If you do more, you get more. And that way, that excuse will go out the window the next time somebody does stupid shit.
And that's just the thing, is they don't have anything to go off of it. For, like the judge said, you don't have a disciplinary section put together yet. And granted, we all know that will be probably one of the big things on the next CBA contract. Very, very much so. And don't be surprised if owners are included in that too. Especially with the way that some of the owners got going on right now. Jerry Jones, Dan Snyder.
I 100% agree the owners cannot police themselves.
Nope.
And they cannot be policed by their employee.
Man, but they're doing it because they truly care just to say, oh, it's to save face with the public. 100%. They're trying to protect their own behinds on the ordeal and make sure that no matter what, you don't violate the shield. And right now, we got too many people screwing that up. Way too many. And not just the players, but like we just said, and the owners. I mean, the Carolina Panthers owner had to literally give up the team and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Jones, Mr. Schneider. Well, Mr. Schneider's ordeal is going to
Way
come
more serious.
Yeah, it's gonna happen to him. Schneider's gonna have to sell the farm.
Are they going to take draft picks from him, you think?
Well, when you literally are, I don't remember what Carolina got.
I don't either.
What was Carolina's? I think Carolina just had the owner had to give up the team, and he had fines.
A hefty one too, wasn't it?
Getting there. Because this wasn't that long ago.
What, middle of last season or something like that, wasn't it?
2017.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Let's see. Richardson got fined afterwards.
But
He got fined $2.75 million.
I don't see anything as far as draft picks, though. I don't see anything.
Well, I mean, again, there's
the article I'm looking at. I don't see anything on the picks. I think it was just that he had to sell the team, and then he had to pay the fine.
Gotcha.
I mean, realistically, if you have an owner who has done things outside of football, or obviously within the organization, but it doesn't impact the team itself or the play on the field, why would you punish the team for just get rid of the damn guy?
Absolutely. especially the Commanders. Really? Oh, never mind. I was going to say, trying to find. So far, I just find junk. Nothing solid yet on Snyder's ordeal.
Yeah, I am curious though.
They're going through everything.
If he hadn't sold the team, would they have punished the team for it?
Well,
if you ain't gonna leave, we're gonna make your life hell.
Well, no, because that's just part of that ordeal. Is that it came down to the owners all got together and it was a unanimous decision. You know, you get accepted into the big boys club and you also get booted out of the big boys club. And the big boys make that decision ruling with the commish. So,
Right.
Yeah. And especially with the black eye that this would seriously give the NFL, this is almost twice as worse than what the heck the Richardson did.
Right.
I was literally looking at kickers, reading all the names going through when that came across.
I feel sorry for you Lions fans. Sorry.
How can you literally say that with a straight face? How can you say that with a straight face?
I was like, I literally just read his name and I looked up and that's what it was saying. I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, problem is the dude can make a 63-yarder, but you give him a 30 or 20-yarder and he can't hit shit.
Right.
They've got him ranked at 39 kicker right now.
That's how you know he's good.
Yeah.
Cade is ranked at 29 and he hasn't even kicked in the NFL yet.
Wow.
You know what that
kid's
means?
Be good, I think.
Write him in.
So, as we're talking about right ends, what's the poll looking like?
Pulling an anchors.
Have you been watching the Hard Knocks?
No.
Hard Knocks doesn't start yet. It's tomorrow.
Oh.
Tomorrow's the first one.
I wish the God I had it because I want to see it because it looks like it's pretty good.
What's it on HBO?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, they always do a great job. I mean, it's fascinating just watching some of that.
All right, Adam.
I'm trying to think. What was nice? I like the backdrop. What was the last? Was it the last one? Dallas.
Yeah, I think so.
The last Hard Knocks. I watched like the first 2 episodes of it. To me, the thing I love about Hard Knocks is they focus. Obviously, you've got your storylines of the team, but they focus on the 3 or 4 guys that are going to be on the bubble, and you want to see if they make it or not.
Right.
Dallas, they focused on Dak, Zeke, Jerry. It was just like, okay, yeah. I don't care. I mean, hell, this is Detroit, man. Everybody's on the bubble every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is true.
I feel like they didn't do too much on the coaches poll. It's like they just took last year's copy and pasted it.
Well, I don't know because NC State at 13 is the one that surprises the hell out of me because I didn't remember hearing shit about them last year.
No, they always do that. They always run up high in the ACC and then find the brick wall. I'm guessing Berlin Wall, but
I don't know how the hell they could even put Notre Dame up that high.
Why not?
Above
because
Michigan?
It's Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's Notre Dame.
I mean, it's Notre Dame.
It's crap.
And they're also doing it because of week 1.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Now, did you hear the tiny little tidbit about the voting?
No.
Who paid who?
So I believe Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia, I think, were the 3 teams that got first place votes.
Texas
Yes.
did too. There was 4,
Texas got 1 first place vote.
but they're sitting at 18.
Who do you think that might have been? Which coach do you think might have put Texas at 1?
Mac Jones or Mac Brown, whatever his name is.
Probably Nick Saban.
Sarkisian's the coach now, right?
Well, you can't vote for yourself.
Well, true.
Nick Saban finds a way.
42-27, Dave.
Yeah, you get that for 1 year, just like a championship belt. You get to talk about it for 1 year.
Ohio
all you
State's
get.
going to lose to Michigan again this year.
Not likely.
Oh,
Not likely.
okay.
Very likely.
Not likely at all.
Where's Suds with the I smell a wager?
I was just gonna say, I feel
Not
it brewing. Like
here. Not here.
He just turned on the Discovery Channel.
I think he's running from that lemon shark still.
Yeah,
It was a black. It ended up being a black tip, I think.
yeah, he
Oh,
said it was a black tip. One here.
Still just as.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is why Ohio State every year is ranked as the #1 overrated fan base, is because of shit like that.
Overrated fan base?
They are an overrated fan base.
Thank you.
No. We are the overrated fan base. Get it right.
Okay, I'm
Get it
cool
right.
with that too. Since you guys had to go and trademark a fucking 3-letter word.
That's why I was bringing it. That's why I was saying it's.
Hey,
the
Adam, do you remember the South Park episode where everybody started driving around hybrids and smelling their own ass?
Are you trying to imply something here?
That is the Ohio State fan base. They are so fucking high on their own gas, smelling their own farts, that they have forgotten that college football exists outside of Columbus.
That is true. Like I mean I get it. Like half the fan base, the young generation has never experienced a loss to Michigan until last year, so they don't know how to act. I get it.
Yeah. This is very true.
But like I've always said. But like I've always said though too, think about it. It's no different than being a Browns fan when we beat the Steelers. Steelers kicked our ass for however many years. We still talk shit like it's nothing.
Listen, come down to Texas, come down to Austin, and we can tell you about having a 45-point lead on your rival in the rivalry game and then fucking blowing it every goddamn year.
Oh, I felt so bad for you last year.
Just to backtrack to the whole Texas thing real quick. Yes, it's Steve Sarkisian. Coaches are allowed to vote for their own team.
Holy shit.
However, there's a random draw of 65 coaches that determine this. Sarkisian is not on the list.
So somebody voted for Texas?
Yes.
Wow.
Was Day on the list?
I was like,
They're
wow.
18th.
So what is it exactly that UCLA and USC joined the Big Ten before Texas and Oklahoma jumped to the SEC?
Aren't they technically happening at the same time next year?
I thought it was
right?
I was gonna say I thought they were doing it at the same time.
Okay, I thought there was like 24 was when they were going to do the Oklahoma and Texas to SEC.
How the fuck is NC State at 13?
That's what I said.
Did we just go through this?
I'm looking this over again, and I was like, how? First of all, 13 and 18 don't need to be anywhere near the top 25. Texas just needs to shut its mouth.
I was confused by 21 myself.
Texas,
Yeah.
Kentucky,
I'm like,
Kentucky
what is
at
Kentucky
21
doing?
I'm okay with because they have been halfway decent the past few years. I'm all right with him at 21. But 18 just needs to shut its mouth and go back to being in the Big 12 and just casually put a good season together and maybe be bowl eligible. Like let's not shoot for the moon here, because we all know in week 2 you're going to get fucking destroyed.
I'm curious as to why Texas A&M with all the fucking. I mean, I understand it's still time, but they have the number 1 recruiting class because they spent the most NIL money, and they're sitting at 7th. Like I could see them at 4.
Yeah, but they're a fighting team all the way up till they get to Alabama almost every year.
Baylor at number 10.
Yeah, that's
Saying they're going to win the 12.
Hey, dumbass. What?
But I mean, let's say here, you can talk about 16. 16 lost their quarterback. Are you telling me that you replaced Pickett with a better quarterback to keep you up in the top 25?
Same thing with Cincinnati.
yeah.
Well, but Cincinnati's not like anything beyond 12. From 12 to 1, you're talking some of the best college football teams in the country. I think Pitt at 16 is probably about accurate, to be honest with you. Cincinnati at 22, also probably about accurate.
Yeah, they lost a lot of people.
I don't know why. Ole Miss, I would put Ole Miss higher.
Let me bring some numbers in if we want here.
No, you do enough numbers.
Yes. No, that's
what
my
it is.
thing.
That's
If I don't do it, I'm
what
not
it
here.
I don't know why USC is 15th.
Because of the new coach.
Because they're going to join the Big Ten.
They're not joining the Big Ten this year, though.
They're going to. It's reputation. So, okay, so the way, if we don't know how this actually goes about, the 65 random coaches that are polled, they do their top 25, and whoever they put in first place gets 25 points, 24, etc., down to 1 for the bottom. So Alabama at the top ended up receiving over 1,600 points, including 54 first place votes. So that's kind of insane. Alabama at 1,600, Ohio State and Georgia both above 1,500. Then once you get to 9, Oklahoma, that's your last team that got over 1,000 points. And then it drops to Baylor at 891.
Don't you think if you win the national championship, you should automatically start at number 1 to start the season?
You're bringing logic into this.
Yeah, sorry. My apologies.
Wait a minute. Logic on this show? Not allowed.
Never.
Never.
Logic into the top 25 for the NCAA? Come on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're leading your division? Give them 25th.
Right. I'm going to drop down to the category of others receiving votes. So a lot of these are teams we expect. Oh yeah, they're probably just outside. There's like Iowa, Penn State, Tennessee, BYU, LSU, Auburn, Central Florida, North Carolina, San Diego State with a nice 25 points, Fresno State, Mississippi State, Florida, Utah State, Air Force.
The Aggies from Utah State?
Yeah, they got 12 points.
Wow.
UCLA, Boise State, Appalachian State with their nice 10 points. Minnesota.
Shut
up, Mike.
South Carolina. Kansas State, Iowa State, Army with 3 points. Louisiana Lafayette, SMU, Purdue, Oregon State, Coastal Carolina with 2 points. Texas San Antonio got a point. Louisville and Florida State. Florida State with 1 point. Florida State with the same number of points as Texas San Antonio.
How the mighty have fallen.
Indeed.
You said Army got points and Navy.
Army had 3 points.
Bullshit.
So somebody either put them at what would that be? 22nd? No, 23rd. Or multiple people put them at 25.
That's crap.
I'm just curious, though, like I said in the chat, like how many of these teams will actually still be in the top 25 at the end of the season?
It's a good question. I mean, obviously, you guys are already identifying ones that we don't think should be here now.
Well, you pretty much figure your top 6 or 7 are usually always floating through there.
Yeah, there's got to be like some major, that floor's got to drop out from under you if you're up there and you drop out.
So, well, you figure the bottom 5. Oh, I don't know. I think Bruiser's right. Ole Miss should be higher.
Sorry, Zolt.
Yeah. Well, they're not marking them higher because of one, they got to play Alabama again.
What's up, Scott? How you doing?
I figured they'd try to just keep them down there, but yeah, they normally jump up pretty high after the first week.
I was going to say probably not Wake Forest.
And if it wasn't Kentucky, they probably would have thrown Louisville in there.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't
see Arkansas being in there to the end.
Yeah.
It is
They always have
fuck
problems with
outside.
Clemson also.
See, the storm's finally hitting you.
I used to have trees out front. Where'd they go?
Oh, it's 9:00. Never mind.
No,
Houston.
It's thundering, but it's not really lightning.
I can see Houston just because of the division they're in. They only really got to worry about fucking Cincinnati.
MSU should be higher.
MSU is lucky to be where they're at.
I don't even see Missouri.
Michigan State.
I know.
Dumbass.
Oh, I was just about to click on that. I almost unmuted him.
You're welcome.
Just give him a fucking boot.
It's dangerous both having admin rights.
Goddamn kids. Tell her to bring me a beer, and she's like, after this one, you're done. I said, how dare you tell me I'm done drinking after this one?
Your
Want to be
daughter told
grounded?
you were done?
Yeah.
Do you know what time it
where
is?
that came from.
Do you know what time it is? You know how late it is?
Bedtime code.
So what?
I ain't got to work tomorrow. Fuck it.
Let's go to Blossom.
Yeah. No, I'm getting the shitty end of the deal because on July 11th, I told the asshole, our supervisor, that I have a doctor's appointment on August 1st. I need the day off. He didn't get back to me until July 26th talking about, well, you can't have the day off. I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll compromise with you. I'll work till noon, and then I'll leave so that way I can go to my appointment at 1. Sends me a text on Monday morning about having to work. I went above his head and called his boss. He's like, hey, send me the screenshots of that. Sent him the one. He goes, well, what was his response? I sent him the response. He goes, wait a minute. You mean to tell me the first time he got back to you was July 26th, 15 days later? I said, yep. He goes, take your day off. I'll handle it. And so now because of that, I'm getting the shitty end of the deal. I didn't work today, and I'm not working tomorrow.
It's beer.
I love it when I used to do that to you. You put in your PTO, personal time off.
Adam.
And you got rejected.
Too soon, dude. Too soon. Too soon. That is not cool. That is not right. That's wrong.
If you look at my Facebook page, it tells you on my Facebook, it says I am the king of too soon memes.
That is wrong. That is so wrong. No.
That
is wrong. Bruiser just seen it.
Bruiser approved.
Wrong.
That is amazing.
Hold
on. I'm going to show my wife, honey, come here.
That is so wrong. That was just, dude. It's
a good thing it doesn't say she's the one that won.
24 hours old, and you are, that is wrong. Look at her reaction. Her
The wife
reaction.
approves.
That is
Hey,
wrong.
just because we had a storm, does that make it electrifying?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Thank you.
It is wow. Surprising. People just haven't bailed out on these. Horrifying.
Suz isn't even back in the chat yet, is he?
I know. Yeah, he is.
Oh, is he?
He's back. Dave, thanks for the weekend off. I appreciate it.
I do what I can.
It was.
Dude,
It ain't much, but I do what I can.
I think he kicked himself out at one point.
all the
might
name
have.
changes and shit. I'm trying to share shit to the group. I'm like, what the fuck's the name of the group now? They done changed it 3 times on me.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. And first off, Half Hill changed my name to Dictator number 2. Immediate kick for not calling me Dictator number 1. Immediate.
That's probably why he did it, to get kicked.
Probably.
If I'm not mistaken, you got removed by him and the other one.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes, I get it. That's fine.
He's like, I have power over here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Make sure you save that, George, so that way at the end of the season we can go back and see who's still in it.
Yes, I've saved it down on my download, so I've got it right now. I've got it saved.
Excuse me.
So the storm already clear you, Adam?
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, it's still lightning, but there's no rain or nothing.
Okay, so I've been in here now for at least 20, 25 minutes, and I can't believe this hasn't come up yet. George, what's our draft order for Dueling Aces?
Oh.
We don't have it yet.
Like legit, man, this is a 12-team league. I actually might need to do some prep.
I'm trying. I just did a mock draft. I even put in the points. Louis sat here the whole time we were talking at 8 o'clock, putting all the points
you
in,
didn't
and I
know?
actually tried drafting.
There's how we're
Yes.
deciding it.
There's
The Wheel of Doom. The Wheel of Death.
there's only
Everybody's
7 names on there.
Well, actually, Bruiser and Whalen get their own wheel, but after that, it will be drawn as that
And quartered.
slot comes up to play.
What?
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 Yes.
We don't know who's
Will
going. Oh my
not
god,
know.
you are
You
insane.
will- I know I've lost my mind. I thought it was the greatest idea ever.
You are a madman, sir.
I am evil. Yes.
Who are you missing?
Well, the other guys who already have their spots is Doug, Clint, Adam, and Suds.
You know,
Yeah, I picked
the
Bird,
loser.
I think.
Sorry.
Shut your mouth.
All right.
Shut
Sorry.
your dirty mouth.
All right. I just officially they were at the bottom, so they lost more than everybody else.
We
Yeah,
had a bad
Bird.
year. We had injuries, okay?
You picked your own injury on your first pick. I'm just saying.
It was a rebuilding year.
With all that surgery he had, he should be freaking machine.
Well,
I
like I
need-
said,
I need
we've
to
got
prep for like 7 different spots.
what's that?
I need to prep for 7 different spots.
I just need to prep what the hell your guys' first pick's going to be. From there on out, it's different.
Clint said we need to.
That's a
Clint, hey, just be happy you've got the second pick. You don't need to worry about the wheel.
like legit. That was going to be my draft order choice was a wheel, and then I ran out of time trying to figure that, and I'm just like, no, screw it. I'm just going back to the way we've been doing it.
Oh, it would have been fun. Just let him get up there and go, wee.
Yeah, right.
The Wheel of Death. That's what you should do. Spin the wheel and know that's the position you got to pick.
Well, hang on. If we don't know who's drafting when, George, then how the hell do I trade for the pick next to you? This is bullshit.
How do you trade for the picks next year?
Next to you.
Oh, you don't.
Hey,
You
so
might
I,
even end
have,
up next to him.
I do have 7 in your league if you're interested.
Kiss my ass.
Interesting. I've never been a fan of 10.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I just picked 7th on this random draft, and I thought I picked a pretty decent team. But at least I thought it was a decent team. But apparently, the computer says no.
That's why I was hoping that Mike would turn around and definitely trade me 3. I was like, yes, get further away from Zolt. It would be awesome. So we have 2 weeks until the division shows. Bruiser's got the AFC North. Adam's got AFC South. Doug's got AFC West. Traz with AFC East. NFC North is Suds. NFC South, Dave. I got NFC West, and Clint's got NFC East. Ryan said he will do the coaches hot seat selection.
Cool.
So he's bringing something to the table as well, which means Akers just sits there and comments.
Does that mean I get free booting passes?
Free booting passes? Who said you were even going to be in?
We'll boot you whenever the hell you want, Chief. All I gotta do is say so.
Second pick is available for trade.
I'm throwing that up. That's a giant billboard for anybody that,
That second.
Of course, nobody else knows where the hell they're picking. So
yeah, that's the thing, Clint. They don't know where they're going to be at. So, Clint, if you trade out, you'll be trading into the wheel of death. You could go from having second to having 10 or 12.
Ooh.
Remember, 12,
I mean, at that same point, that's the same way. If you're going from 2nd to 11th, it's the same spot. It's just you don't get to pick the first round, but you get to pick in the second round first.
It's a lot of people going.
That's what I was sitting here seeing what rolls through. It was
One
kind
of
of funny, though.
One of the crazy things after we got established already, not only with MI Aces, but with Zolts as well, very surprising that they still are listing CMC as a top 5 running back.
Mm-hmm.
And even being picked still in the top 5 or 6.
Don't hate.
Yep.
No, it's what have you done?
Exactly.
Mike and I happened to chat about it. It's like, dude, you've fallen off the wayside, and what have you done? It's not going to be. It's going to be really hard for Cam Akers. It's going to be hard for J.K. Dobbins. It's going to be hard for CMC. I don't know.
Here's the question: does the quarterback situation in Carolina hurt or help CMC?
That's a very good question.
It depends. Is he playing the slot out catching, or is he happen to run the ball every 15 minutes?
Well,
I mean,
are they
Real time 15 minutes.
What have they said so far as training camp for?
Baker has the edge.
Sam Bradford's your sleeper.
And let me actually bring up Baker Mayfield strengthening the case for the number 1 job, or as I put it in our chat, Sam Darnold is strengthening the case for Baker Mayfield to win the number 1 job.
Yeah, I was going to say, and on ESPN they put Baker 1, Darnold 2, Matt Corral 3, and PJ Walker 4th.
Putting in 90% of our point system, Baker is actually sitting at the 26th spot in the quarterback selection.
I would say this
Fell
in
hard.
a normal league, he's probably not getting drafted
I thought we
because
were
there's
dark.
too
Hold
many
on.
questions.
I thought we were dark. I posted that meme in the chat for my D&D group on Saturdays, and someone went, "That's way too soon for that meme." And one of the other people went, "You're right. Probably, the body probably isn't even that cold yet."
Same thing as George said.
I mean, dude, there's. Oh wow.
Continuing my thought, in your Ohio Nuts, he'll probably get drafted, I would imagine.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Am I Aces? I don't know.
Aces, I don't think. Aces, I don't think he would. Oh,
I don't think so.
Nuts, I don't know.
Would Suds
We got
do
what
it?
17 list, right?
I would think the only way Baker gets drafted in most leagues is if you're playing a 2-quarterback league.
Well, I mean, yeah. I will say this: Suds might take him just because he thinks he's trolling somebody.
Right.
No, Suds. I think Suds has other. I kind of know a little bit. I think I already know where Suds is rolling, and no, he won't be. He won't be trolling Baker. He won't be rolling with Baker. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably a very good possibility. I was gonna say even on here he might just as a backup.
Yeah. I was gonna say 12 team. Yeah,
12 team.
It wouldn't
12
surprise me at all if he
would.
gets taken in.
I
this
mean,
league.
you can see him being picked up for a bye week maybe, but like actually drafted, that
I could definitely see him as people waiting a couple weeks to see how he does.
Yeah, but not drafted.
No
that
more
or
beer.
you
You've
pick
had
him
enough,
just
Adam.
because you want to see what he's like.
Well, like you said, if it's the 12 team like this one is, yeah,
Yeah, I could see it
it could.
because
It could
I've seen some of those other guys down there.
Yeah, so I definitely think 12 team league. Yeah, he's probably getting drafted as a backup. The other ones, like you said, it's going to be the wait and see, but I don't think he's drafted. I don't think he's drafted, even if it's the Ohio League. I don't think he's drafted. I mean, I'd be heavily surprised. I mean, outside of CMC, it's like, all right, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. I mean, I think I saw DJ Moore around the 8th rounds in some of the mocks, and that was even generous.
So I just went and looked him up on the where I got my stuff.
Wow.
Well done. Is it just so that you can cut him?
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. There. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Clint, do we know you or what?
I'm right there with you, man. Where I'm getting my stuff, they've got Baker as 28th for the quarterbacks. He's surrounded by Davis Mills and Carson Wentz. I think that's low.
That's funny.
I
Did
think
you put
that's
in
low.
our point system or did you put in your
Yes.
point system?
No, this is
This is my insanity.
yeah.
It's my insanity, and
This
I'm
is
proud
the insanity. Yes.
The only one that I did, it doesn't have like the negative sack. So, but yeah, Carson Wentz is still down there too. Yeah.
Where is? Oh, that's not what I wanted.
I'm just curious because I remember last year in Georgia's leagues, it was one of those things where like people were picking, were like kind of looking around at each other, like, what the fuck? Like, why'd he so and so go so early and this and that? Like, I'm just wondering how fucked up this year is going to be.
Well, I mean, okay. Number one, everybody has their own list.
Yep.
And you can guess the guys that are going to show up in the first round, the second round, and yeah, you're going to have some deviation there just because people value different players differently. And once you get past that, it's just it's whether it's a feel, it's hey, I'm taking a wide receiver 1 before I take a wide receiver 2 on a team. Just it is what it is. Everybody's got their own values, and that's what makes fantasy football great. Because my values are better. Sorry. Wait, I didn't mean that.
Right.
Well, just to give you an idea, this is the bottom of my scoring system.
Wait, why is there a lion there?
Because he did that bad. That's the bottom of the top 25 right there for my scoring last year.
So the bottom defense is Miami. Oh, those are actually, there's players there. It's too small for me to see. Sorry.
Yeah. Clint wants to know where to go to do a mock draft using his point system. Akers, what are you using?
What was this one? This one is Roto Wire. ROTO Wire.
Yep.
But it doesn't have the, like, if a quarterback gets sacked, I can't put the negative points in there.
Gotcha.
It gives you a rough idea, though.
Right.
Yeah, but that's why I said it's pretty much 90% else. Everything else is in there. So you're saying Teddy Bridgewater is going to be over? Oh, this is last year's point system. Got it.
This is last year's point totals.
Bottom 25.
This is what the point totals were. Fantasy point totals from last year.
I do need to bring up a question for George, and I know this isn't tied to the show. It's specific to the MI Aces League. George, how much is Hard Knocks going to factor into Detroit players being taken in the MI Aces?
Probably a lot.
Hang on. How stupid is it going to get? I guess is my actual question.
Are you picking defensive players?
Well, since
hang on. Is
we know that
Goff going to get taken?
That's funny.
Well, here's
Hold on a
another
second.
question. Who gets taken, Goff or Tua?
Well, I mean, if you're smart enough, you take Tua first. But...
Tua is definitely getting taken.
I think people are going to be reaching for him now that we got
Sudbury will pop his cherry for Tua.
Yeah.
because of Tyree.
No, just because it's Tua.
Yeah.
He will. He may in fact forget that Tyreek is there.
Right.
If we do a 2-quarterback league, Jared Goff should be taken.
Yeah, a 2-quarterback league. Yes.
2-quarterback league.
Right. Fuck that. I did one of those. Never again.
I've done one of those. Never again.
The super flex.
Right now, Shrods will go after Josh Allen. And at 3, you've got Kevin taking Matthew Stafford. So
the last year I played the 2-quarterback league was when I took Roethlisberger and Breeze, and that's the year they both got fucking injured. That's why I said never again.
What specific 2-quarterback leagues? What I don't like about those, you are locked in those first 2 rounds. Because if you don't take quarterbacks in the first 2 rounds, you're dead.
Oh, that's what he. All right. I didn't just realize he was gone.
yeah, Adam, I actually saw that one a few days ago.
Yeah, I just wanted to reshare it in case you forgot about it.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's fitting for this group.
Oh yeah, 100%. Bruiser said power's flickering. It's like, yep. We knew it was going to happen to him.
He's gonna come back on.
Oh yeah, you guys got that wave coming through you now.
Of the storm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's heading, toward West Virginia.
Yeah, the ones that rolled through here went to Canada.
Inquiring.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. When you're in the second mode.
That is awesome.
Well, because I know like Zoltan and Bruiser both have played the dungeons and shit, so that would kind of like it fits.
So have I. I
I
have to.
think we all have, haven't we?
I was gonna
I've
say,
never played it.
I did in high school.
Oh, okay.
I've never played it.
Yeah, mine was probably
gotta have a
7th
nice
grade
storyline.
through 9th grade.
I'd say that's probably about right. A buddy
Yep.
of mine loved it. So I was like, sure, why not?
So I'm curious because Clint and I were going to go to an Indians game. Me, him, and Rob always go to an Indians game every year. Or I'm sorry, Guardians. And the game.
You got it right
Okay.
the first time.
So the game got rained out, and so we got like a bunch of choices to choose another game. So we chose Seattle because I want to see that Rodriguez kid play. You know, because that's what he did at the All-Star game. Come to find out, guess what that night was? Franmil Reyes bobblehead. Don't think that's going to be the same night now.
Nope.
Are they still playing Chicago at that time? Can you imagine Chicago Cubs come to Cleveland and they make it from Real Reyes bobblehead night?
Oh, yeah, in a Cubs uniform.
All that money you wasted. I can't believe they couldn't offload him.
Well, I think it's great that the Yankees trade Gallo. They're 0-5 or 0-6 since the trade, and the Dodgers are 6-0. And here comes that typical. The Yankees start out hot. Now they're going to fucking fall off and then be struggling to get into the playoffs again.
They'll move that money around.
Right.
Which I'm okay with. Fuck, I can't stand the Yankees.
Nope. Only person I care for on that team is Judge.
I was always a Jeter fan just because, Jeter was Jeter.
You know, and that's what I said too. Jeter was Jeter. He was another one I respected to play the sport of the Yankees because he was there from the start to the finish.
But let's be clear. Michael is the spy. He cares about words like classified.
I mean, that's the thing we don't get to see anymore is someone being start their first game and finish their last game with the same team without moving in between.
Right. I think him and Rivera are one of the last few.
Especially Rivera.
Well, I know too. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I know George probably has because obviously he's somewhat of a Mets fan because of Pete. Is they keep bringing up the whole Edwin Diaz entrance now with the trumpets and shit when he comes in from the bullpen. It's like that's like the new big thing now.
It's kind of neat, you know.
It's different.
Oh, I was gonna say, I almost forgot. I wanted to get into Thursday night's game. Come on.
The actual Thursday night game or
Thursday night football?
No, not that game.
No.
Well, the thing is
Damn it.
Zolt can actually Bruiser can't get mad now because literally it's football season. There's
It is
preseason
football
games that
season.
started,
It is.
so
It
I
actually
like the
is
fact
football
that
season.
what did they say? There's only 3 more weeks until college starts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I think that Cincinnati has pretty badass.
Okay, so the Cubs are going with the Bear. I was wondering if they were going to do that.
They kind of have to.
I would say they kind of have to. If Cincinnati's going with the old, they better be coming out with them red stockings.
So someone else read a half-ass action grab yesterday. You know, I was this close to lay my hands on that son of a bitch.
Come on.
How did you find them? There's only so many groups of guys carrying serious seats and trying to crush them.
I might actually buy one of those hats.
Yep, there they are.
There it is. And yep,
Shin high
those red-
pants and
those-
red stockings.
and big old red stockings.
Oh,
Well, that's
that
what they
was
were called back in the day, but yeah.
that was Wilson from the Giants, wasn't it? That used to come out to the Undertaker theme.
Certain cartel willing to pay top dollar.
I don't remember.
And to answer the question about college football, the first games are on Saturday, August 27th.
Holy shit.
That sounds familiar.
It's
What's that
called
date sound familiar for?
Week 0. Because most schools start the following Saturday on the 3rd. If you want to know the lineup for the 27th, you got Nevada at New Mexico State. Time is to be determined. Austin P at Western Kentucky.
Barry burner there, buddy.
Nebraska versus Northwestern in Ireland.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
The jerseys for that are pretty sweet.
Jacksonville State versus Stephen F. Austin. Wyoming, Illinois. Yukon, Utah State. Duquesne at Florida State. That's a sacrificial lamb there.
I was just going to say.
Alabama State versus Howard. Charlotte at FAU. Florida A&M at North Carolina. North Texas at UTEP. And Vanderbilt at Hawaii.
Got to be the game of the week, Vanderbilt and Hawaii.
I ain't staying up for that.
now when does the real schedule start?
The 3rd.
It said the 3rd, Labor Day weekend, that Saturday.
I thought.
I think Ohio State and Notre Dame week.
And that should prove to be interesting. So
Is it going to be on 10 or is it going to be on NBC?
It's on ABC.
Oh,
Yeah, I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. That there was something that said that this will be the first year that ESPN's not going to air any Big Ten games in like 40 years.
everybody wants some TV contracts. It's not going to do nothing but screw your locals. It's almost like buying an NFL ticket. You can buy the NFL ticket. You just can't watch your home team unless you live in a different state. Like Zolt.
You're just waiting for the day Zolt surprises us and tickles the ivories back there on that piano.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. Yeah, I know why you're not. Is because obviously Daniel's sleeping, so we don't want to wake the kid.
Exactly. Now, which would be more surprising? We start the show and I'm back there doing that, or we start the show, I'm here, and I've hired somebody to sit back there and play for us.
Hey, at this point, I'm game for whatever, bro.
Is it Chubb? Is it Chubb? Chubb playing the piano? Did he find his right hand?
He's got a guy. He's got the tails on his fucking coat. He sits down. He flips them back.
Turns into fucking Mozart. Tovin, will you settle down back there?
And all he plays the whole show is chopsticks.
Great.
On repeat. Our fearless leader has left. Oh, you're in charge.
Okay. Well, it was a good show, everybody. Thanks for showing up.
Man, we really had a big late start, didn't we?
Yeah, like 8:30 almost.
Did we? Oh, yeah. We've only been live for an hour 10. Yeah, nice. I like it.
We done lost all our fucking viewers anyways.
No, we still got the usual two.
We have a rain delay. It's been
Yeah, I was
shortened
gonna say,
show.
we had a rain delay.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was getting worried for a minute because I went on my phone and my tablet and it was like I kept getting the circle of death. It wouldn't bring up any of the chats from fucking Facebook Messenger. I'm like, I hope somebody sends the damn link real quick because I can hurry up and scroll down and click on it. Because if not, I don't know if I'm going to get it.
Since the shortened show, who's sitting in first?
How important are those guys?
It depends on the league.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I
I
don't
can't
think
read
it.
it, so.
I don't think it does matter. I don't think it does matter on the league. There's 4 guys, and if you don't get one of those 4 guys,
You're fucked.
Yeah,
it's
I was
whatever.
gonna say, if the guy that you grab is putting up 500 more points than a guy that was taken like 2 spots later, big difference. Very important.
Who had that number 1 guy?
Nobody remembers last year. If, however, you are grabbing a guy, say, from spot 5 on down, it probably doesn't matter unless you happen to grab the guy that's going to go off.
But the problem is you get like guys like Dallas Goddard that are good for like maybe 3 games a year, though.
Yeah, that's just it.
And the
I'm
thing
sorry,
is,
Zach Ertz, anybody?
Yeah, I was going to say Zach Ertz. Wake up in a different state.
Right.
See, now they got Higbee second, huh?
So, as far as the projections,
I need you to zoom in.
that's what they're saying. And look who's sitting in that list. Some scrub with better hands on a snake, as Mr. Bird says.
I think Njoku can have a breakout year once Watson comes back.
See, I'm going to ask you a question. Serious question. The hell has he done in the last 4 years?
He had Baker, too. Let's not forget that.
Oh, my gosh.
What was that?
The fallback. Really? Whether he had Baker or not, Baker still passed his ass on down the field.
Wait a minute. Did you just slam on Baker?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
Again, George, you don't have the interesting projection up. You've got the projection up for week 1. Go over to, there we go. That's the one. So now this is a good demonstration. If you don't have one of the top 2 guys, screw it. There's a 500-point drop off. According to the projections that NFL has.
Jesus Christ, I need a freaking magnifying glass.
I mean, you are in the league. Go to it. There you go. Good job.
There.
See, the problem I have, though, is like, yes, Kyle Pitts is very good. But
that was with
Mariota.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he has Marcus Mariota now.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Fant couldn't do shit in Denver. He goes to Seattle. He still doesn't have a quarterback.
Wait, wasn't he in Denver just last year?
Wait, he was in the trade.
Yeah, he was part of the deal. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Catch up,
That's
man.
fucked
Come
up.
on.
That's fucked up.
I've had Noah Fant like 2 years, not the last year, but the 2 years before that. And
he's a decent
He's
tight end.
good.
Though.
He just don't have nobody to throw him the ball.
Just like Mike.
Like, yeah, Gesicki's another one that's hit and miss.
Yeah.
Logan Thomas.
He might be helpful this year because he's got 2 sides now.
Yeah, Gerald Everett's the type. He's the main tight end in San Diego, or I mean, I'm sorry, Los Angeles now, right?
Which one?
Gerald.
Yeah. Because Henry's with New England.
Yeah. Which kind of. So, news came across before we logged up 3.5 hours ago. Someone is interested in the Bills and signing with the Bills. I said, shocker. Why wouldn't he be? That's all he wants to do is bounce from one team to another, Mr. Odell Beckham.
I'm just going to say OBJ.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that he is interested in the Bills. The Bills are not interested in him.
I've said it before, said it again.
It's like
he's got to get healthy.
Yeah,
Rehab
and
that
he's
he'll
got
be
to
out
lose
for
that damn ego.
Yeah.
because he'll be out for damn near till what, like a playoff run more or less for that other ACL surgery now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a hot minute. That's for damn sure.
I'm going to tell you a guy to keep an eye on is Hayden Hurst out of Cincinnati. I think with Burrow, he might surprise some people.
Is that the bottom of the list?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Evan Ingram's now in Jacksonville.
There's
I didn't
another
know
page.
that. Yeah, guys that'll be bagging groceries next
I
week.
was gonna say that's CJ's a Jag.
CJ, see, that's another like
Ingram is a Jacksonville Jag. It's like, yeah. Pay attention to where all these fellas went to.
I was watching. I don't remember if it was ESPN or which one it was. They were talking CJ up, and I'm like, when the hell has the Jets actually ever done something on offense to talk up a player?
Back when they had, what was it, Brady? Kyle Brady or something?
Yeah. That name definitely rings a bell.
I would say Vinny Testaverde, but
Uncle Vinny.
Uncle Vinny.
Yeah.
So yeah, without revealing too much of the points and all that jazz.
It all depends on if you believe that garbage NFL's thrown at you or not.
Right, which we know is right now just a crapshoot, as everything else is in fantasy football.
Just thank God we don't do a bidding war.
Auction. I've done one of those.
I've done one of those too. Yeah.
I've done two of those, and yeah,
In person or online?
both.
Okay.
It was
in
both.
person, and it took
we were
forever.
in person. No, we were in person, and it was done online, and we were all in the same damn room. Yeah, I was like, what?
That don't make no sense.
I always laughed at the guy who wanted somebody. I'm like, you stop drafting the player you want.
The draft went really fast, very quickly.
Oh, we know that's not going to happen with Waylon.
First round, you got one guy who can't spend nothing for the next 6 rounds.
I think Waylon will have his shit together. Although, never mind.
I was going to say, and what leads you to this conclusion? Because I'm really curious.
You got to remember, you got to tell him a different time. You can't tell him 7 o'clock and him getting on at 7 o'clock and turn around where at 8.
I'm not worried about him showing up late. I'm worried about him taking 4.5 minutes per pick.
Right.
Well, that's just the thing. We're on a 2-hour show. Dude, you ain't got time. You need to know what the hell
what happens at the end of the clock? Does
next man up?
Well, no. Here's my question: does he get skipped, or does he just get the guy that's at top of the list?
Best available.
I think it should get the bottom of the list.
He gets skipped.
Okay.
No pick at all.
And the next person, he'll get to pick, but the next person can announce their pick right then and there.
So you're going to do like the NFL, where if you don't announce your pick, you get moved.
Damn straight. Yep. Damn Skippy. It's like, be ready, because we ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah, we're not trying to make this a 3-hour show.
Well, I think we did it in almost 3 hours and 15 minutes
At the bar.
At the bar, yeah, that was brutal.
That was.
We won't be doing that one again. We can't do that again. If we do that one we really have to start at 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right.
And
that'll be the fucking
till 10:30.
That'd be my luck. You guys would do that shit, and that'd be the day I got to work late, and I don't get off till 6, and I'd miss the first fucking hour. Or I'd be doing that shit live from work.
Oh hell no! It's got to be on a Saturday. Screw that. We're gonna do that. It's got to be on a Saturday. No, I can't do that crap. Cannot do that crap like that. No way. Now, since most of these mock drafts, like I said, we're covering, standard scoring, my crazy scoring we've talked about, but overall, it looks like Jonathan Taylor is literally primed at 1A.
Yeah, I mean,
overall,
considering the year he had, I mean, it's warranted. That's for damn sure. I don't think that team's gotten worse.
I don't think so either. In fact, I'd even go as far to say that with Matt Ryan, they got a lot better.
Yeah, if there's a negative, the only negative I could say in comparison to last year is that with Matt Ryan, they might actually throw more.
Yeah.
That's the only negative. And to be perfectly honest, that doesn't necessarily hurt him.
No. He's proven he can catch the little stuff out of the backfield. He's proven that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they use Naeem more for that, don't they, Hines?
Yeah. I mean, they can. Yeah.
They can. But like I said, it may turn out that it's going to be a little bit more balanced. Somebody's not going to get almost 2,000 yards, but,
right.
He's still going to get 12.
Oh, yeah. It's
1,200, 12 to 13.
He's a guy I'd love to have on my team. I'm not going to get him in any draft. That's just.
I was going to say, like I said, overall, it looks like he is the 1A in almost every mock and every listings. I even went as far as I look at a few locations where I have visited for work, and even while I'm waiting for servers to load for S&G, looked at a few of the books, and even the books have him sitting square at numero uno.
It is hard to deny what he did.
Sporting News one did put Devonta Adams at number 1 overall, which I thought was really.
Yeah, but a lot of them, with your draft, a lot of receivers don't get picked on the first round, though.
According to that one, I guess.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. 3 years ago, the first 2 rounds were literally almost all running backs, and Dave and I were at the back end of that one, and we just went, "What?
What are you doing?
What the hell is going on?" And we're just like, "Well," and it came down towards us, and we took ours, and it went back, and it was all green, and we're sitting there going, "Wow, that was scary."
Yeah, we got to the back end, and we're both sitting there like we're in office space. I was told there'd be cake.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was like, damn.
And gee, I mean, I was sitting at 10, and what did I do? I did the thing I never, ever do. I went wide receiver, because that's what was there.
Yeah.
You had to at that point.
Well, it was. I mean, it was. I believe mine was. I think one or the other. I took 1 and 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we saw running backs go all the way back down to 1, and we're like looking at each other. What the hell is this? 1 year, it was freaking 6 quarterbacks went in the first round. It just depends who it is and what exactly they're thinking and what their thought process is going to be for that year. You really never know. And that's even with my scoring system, you kind of try to plan for a couple of picks and seeing what might be there. But after that, round 3, you're spitballing and just kind of looking at best available or what works with your quarterback combination maybe or something like that. I mean, your strategy kind of forms itself once you're into round
Yeah,
three.
that's the thing.
really
You cannot go in going, I'm going to target this guy. I'm going to target
Yep.
this guy. I'm going to target this guy. Not going to work. Not at all.
No,
You
shoot,
can have a
look at it.
strategy.
Go ahead,
I was
dude.
gonna, you can have a strategy as far as, I'm going to try to go running back, wide receiver, running back, or I'm going to try. That's fine. Just you have to be flexible, because if you are going in and you're locked in, all you're going to do is take somebody that doesn't belong where you're taking him.
Too early.
Yep.
Well, believe me, like I've been thinking about like a lot of scenarios where in the one league I pick at third. I'm pretty much going to have a choice of whoever the hell I want at 3. I just don't want to fuck it up, because then I got to think about when it comes back, the snake, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, that like who's going to be left at that point. And, I had to make sure, like, I got a lot of, I hate having to pick early. I swear sometimes being at the back end, I like better. Just, you know what I mean?
I've always said in a 10-team league, for me personally, 6 to 8 is my sweet spot. That I'm on autopilot at that point, and I don't even have to think about it. It's just like, okay, this guy next.
That's not true. You thought about my pick very hard.
What the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about my draft. I don't care about anybody else's draft. You can write in 17 guys. I don't care.
Believe me,
Yeah.
G's been already giving me the heads up on your league and how strict and how shit is, and how tough your league is already.
We're pretty competitive. I mean, there ain't no lie. I feel we are very competitive. You've
And
got
the
a couple
drafting
guys.
you really can't figure out.
Yeah, the drafting gets pretty. You can't let yourself get frustrated, because you're just going to lose out on damn near everybody that you want, and you just got to roll with it. Just next man up.
It's kind of like have like 5 or 6 guys just queued in and try to keep your queue going, and then once it comes around to you, decipher who you've got. Yeah, pretty much, because almost as far as like best available isn't really how a lot of these guys take it. They've got their kind of faves. I mean, take for example last year, everybody's like, oh well, we'll swipe DK Metcalf, G won't get him. I was fine with that, and look what happened. DK kind of it's like, hey, somebody asked me already today. They said, well, hey, we'll go with Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Like, well, go right ahead. The Rams bandwagon thing was last year. That's where you wanted to get in on.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to jump too early on Cooper Kupp again this year.
You missed the train, and I think everybody's going to sit there and go, yep, we're going to turn around and we'll get on that train. It's like Suds. Suds kept catching everything a year too late. He wanted to try to jump on the Chiefs, and they were like, oh, well, we'll take Tyreek Hill. We'll take Patrick Mahomes. It's like, well, you guys, 6 of you, go ahead and take all the different pieces. I had all the pieces at one time. That's what worked. Everybody else went trying to take one piece here, one piece there, and it's like, well, go right ahead.
A lot of people don't pay attention to, though, sometimes when they're picking up, like you were talking about, the best available player and all that. A lot of people don't pay attention to is the damn bye weeks.
Yeah.
Just because he's there and he's the best available doesn't necessarily he could work on your roster if you've got 4 guys on week 7 or week 8 or week 9.
See, and Jason,
rough.
Well,
that was me last year.
Yeah, I was
happens every year.
Yeah, and Jason's not wrong. It's Green Bay.
That's great. Absolutely. I mean, look, Lazard is one of those guys. He is going to drop purely because nobody trusts Green Bay,
and so will Cobb. Cobb will get his to see it too.
I'm curious how quick somebody's going to jump on one of these rookie wide receivers.
Well, that's just the thing. The wide receivers were already so deep.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Are you really going to go with Mariota and one of the Atlanta rookies? Not really.
Well, I'm bringing that up as more of I'm curious to see how fast the Ohio State receivers come off the board for all the homers out there.
Well, now that you
I mean, it's
got
not like you can pick off receivers
you've
from
got Andy
Michigan.
Dalton, you got Andy Dalton and throwing to Olave, and I mean, I don't think you'll see much of it. I think it's pretty much going to stay about the standard depth right now. I mean, nobody really out of the rookie groups. Like I said, there were just so many wide receivers. Nobody bothered early. So
Well, I think that
realistically,
so realistically, rookies typically don't do well in fantasy. You always have those guys that just are shooting stars and just come out and just go lights out. More likely,
Jamar Chase.
That's a great one. But at the same time, if you're just drafting rookie wide receivers expecting that to happen all the time, it doesn't. I think, in my personal views, running back is probably more likely for a rookie to just step in there and just go. But yeah, I mean, it does happen, but you can't focus on it.
Because I think Drake London has a lot of upside, but then you run into the problem that Mariota's the quarterback in Atlanta. That's hurt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did they draft a quarterback?
Yeah, Ritter from Cincy. Which I wouldn't be surprised if you see Atlanta throw some like wildcat shit with Ritter in there because of his speed. He can run too.
I think, just backtracking a little bit, the worst thing you can do going into a draft, I understand trying to figure out what other people are going to do, but you have to draft your draft.
Right.
Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If you want to look and see, oh, well, this guy's already got 3 wide receivers and no running backs, he's probably not taking the wide receiver. That's fine, but focus on and who you're grabbing, and that's just go from there. And just remember, you are not married to these guys whatsoever.
Right.
George, how many players do we draft in your league? Like, is it 16?
16 rounds. Yep.
16, guarantee you probably 7 of them won't be on my team at the end of the year. Guarantee.
Right.
Hell,
Yeah.
5 of them probably won't be on my team at week 4.
Yeah. Easily half. Usually, I mean, even I was going to say, I don't even know. Out of most of mine, half of the squad is not there for what I drafted, and even in Zolt's, I think I even had 6 guys due to injuries and everything else. Just lost them all off, and half of my team last year in Zolt's league was totally different.
Like Jimmy's point though, like, is there really any wide receiver that is the number 1 wide receiver on his team?
Well, and that's why I brought up the draft results real quick. It's like, okay, London, Atlanta doesn't have a number 1. Because
what about Tennessee with Burks? So who's the other wide receiver other now that AJ Brown's in Philly?
Hang on, bringing that up. Robert Woods is number 1.
I was going to say Woods is.
That's right. I forgot they traded for Woods.
Then Burks is 2.
Okay.
So.
But at the same, 1 and 2 though, they're both on the field all the time.
Right.
You really want to be number 2 because you can turn into number 1 pretty quickly.
I'll tell you the one that's kind of surprising, and I hate to say this, but the one that I think is going to have a good year out of the rookies is Pickens in Pittsburgh. I hate to say it, but I have a feeling he might surprise some people.
What are the rookies should we be looking at? Trying to get
Wilson with the Jets, Olave with the Saints. Looks like Dotson with Washington. I mean, are they really?
I mean, damn near
Dotson
everybody
might
you're
have a
naming
chance,
is
yeah,
a
because
number
he's
3
got.
on the team.
What's that?
There,
What's that, Dave?
I said just about everybody you're naming is technically the number 3 guy on the team. They've
I
got
don't
2
know
guys
about
ahead of him.
Wilson with the Jets.
Well, a
He's
lot
got
of
Corey
I mean,
Davis.
anybody with the Jets.
He's well, yeah,
There's
there's that. But
Clinton,
he's got
Jalen
Elijah
Hurts,
Moore and Corey Davis ahead of him.
right. Clinton said, "Stay away from it. It doesn't matter who's because in Philly, Jalen Hurts is throwing on the ball."
Yeah, stop it.
If you have to, I would take it.
I'm not saying don't take him. I'm just
Right.
saying it's like if you're taking a guy expecting him to be Jamar Chase,
Yeah,
temper your expectations. You look for what? You look for upside. You look for opportunity.
I'm curious to see too how Tannehill's going to do. I mean, because he didn't. They started out so hot last year and then fizzled.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll even let Jimmy answer that one in the chat about the Tennessee wide receiver.
I forgot about Sky Moore going to Kansas City.
Here's the thing. Number one, he already got hurt. I don't know.
Did he?
Let me. I need to pull.
I was
that
going to
up.
say I wanted to. I thought I saw that too.
I don't know if it was anything major or not. Let me see. Oh, he's already back at practice.
Okay.
He missed like a day.
Okay, so
So,
that's all
I
he
mean,
misses.
No worries
Yeah.
there. The issue with him is he's currently listed where I see him as 4th on a depth chart because he's got Smith-Schuster, Hardman, and Valdez-Scantling.
Oh, I forgot they signed him. Where's Pringle?
What?
We had this question. Hang on. Where is Pringle? I remember looking this up.
In the can.
Too soon.
In the can. Well, I'm not saying Valdez-Scantling is, not passable on that list.
Right. No. Right.
I mean,
I get it.
There's reasons why Green Bay just let him loose and didn't keep him. So I wouldn't hold stock in MVS.
Well, here's $1 million question. How many is it going to be? Juju gets more touchdowns or more TikToks on the season?
Oh, well, when he's injured by week 3 and he's in a walking boot, trying to put more showboat TikToks on, I'm sure Andy Reid will be like, yeah, why'd we get that guy again? Patrick Mahomes had better have a lot of Advil or Aleve or Excedrin because he is going to flip and need it. It is going to be the ugliest.
What do you expect when you take half of the freaking dynasty's money?
No, but it is, Suds even said it. He goes, in a couple of years, he goes, what are you going to have? Well, he'll split earlier. So guess what? You get to see the shit show a lot faster. A lot faster. And, I mean, I don't even think that Mahomes will make it. I think Mahomes will get picked in the first 2 rounds of my draft come Saturday. And it's not going to be pretty, whoever does tag him. I don't think it's going to go well. I really don't.
We've had that conversation today. I slightly disagree because I think he's talented enough to work around it. But we will see. I also don't think they stood pat in the offseason as the play calling and his reads. I think that was identified really fast last year as that's the issue.
Yeah.
Juju had been last year and didn't do much.
I think Juju, hopefully Andy Reid just gets a hold of him and tells him, shut up, turn off the damn cell phone, and get to work.
So what are you
Right.
saying? He's like Keyshawn Johnson?
If he doesn't, this will be the last team that Juju plays with. Juju will be out of the NFL. Juju will be in the XFL next year. Because that's exactly where the showboaters you want to showboat, that's where they want you. They want you in the XFL. You want a showboat, there you go. Go to the XFL. You know, nobody wants to put up with that crap. I mean, Antonio Brown. You know, it's like, hello.
What did that just say?
The hallucinating
See?
drink, the Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. It isn't considered a violation of the NFL drug policy. Oh my God.
So yeah,
That was,
so like I
that
said,
just popped up on mine too.
That's where Pringle is. He's in Chicago.
he's in Chicago.
He's in
Well,
Chicago.
Antonio
and he just-
Brown is nowhere. So guess what?
and Antonio Brown is nowhere.
He is
yeah.
nowhere. Looking
Pringle is dealing with quad injury.
Licking toes.
Yeah, like I said, Juju's pretty much about on his way out the door.
Already.
Yep. I don't think I think he's just
Well,
like Antonio, and it's like, look, dude, nobody
let's
wants
talk about it. Talk about players that were decent and great to put on your team, and now you're like very questionable if they're even gonna play anymore.
Or we save that for next week since it's 10 after 10.
You're stretching here.
Look, just because you weren't on in time,
Huh?
we started a little while before you popped in.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, we couldn't wait forever. And
There's mock drafts calling my name.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm sure.
So I said I did 2 of them sitting here waiting for him to start the show.
That was
I might have
quick.
to practice some too.
Well, it was just me, and it picked up the random players. So it wasn't like everybody else picking players. It was the computer picking them, and just me picking, seeing
Your
what
team.
was there at that time. Yeah, which I thought was kind of weird.
That damn
Let me
sleep,
see if it's still there. I'll see this real quick. Let me see if it's still there.
that damn sleeper, you know,
Yeah.
mock. Oh, that thing's brutal.
I had a decent one. I'll see if I can bring it up and send it in the chat.
Cole Beasley.
Why is he not signed yet?
All right, okay, here you go. 12-team draft. Let's see how this goes with. We can do one. It only takes about a few minutes. We're picking 7th. I just picked in the middle. Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, Chase, Henry, Cook, McCaffrey. Who should go
Chubb.
next?
Chubb.
All right, so we'll take Chubb.
Yeah, but Cole Beasley is the Wayne Corbett, Edelman. He is that guy.
See how we were talking about CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb, once again, this is number 3. This is the 3rd time I've done this, and CeeDee Lamb goes in the 1st round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen has him usually about wide receiver number 5-ish. Right around there.
Wide receiver number 5. Let's see. 1.
I don't disagree, Jason.
2,
In fact,
3,
Cleveland
yeah,
could
4, 5
utilize.
-ish, yeah.
I think Cleveland could utilize him big time.
I was hoping they'd pick him up, but
Yeah, we've got the room. We totally have cap room. Totally have cap room. And he's a wide open free agent. I'm very, very surprised. Very surprised that he's still out there.
And see, they're riding Saquon Barkley pretty high too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put him somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Barkley doesn't turn around and put something together this year, he'll fall off like Ezekiel Elliott.
yeah. Well, I think they're giving him they're so high on him because of the new coach.
Yeah.
You know what? Just sitting here thinking about what you made me pick in the first round. You're lucky this is a mock draft.
That's why I didn't give a shit. I just threw out the first name that I thought of.
Was actually the first person I picked. I actually got in the middle of my draft 2 times in a row.
Chipper, you're gonna have to go back and watch the first hour of the show. We covered that.
Because he's better than anything the Steelers have. That's why.
Okay, so speaking of which,
yep.
What's up with Najee Harris?
Who cares?
Undisclosed foot injury, not practicing.
Yep.
Got them bunions.
Done.
Need to get them bunion cushions on.
I have a draft on Saturday, Chipper. I need to know. Is this bunions or is this Lynn's frock? Because
Chipper, he is waiting on that back end guy, and yeah, Harris is it. He's Zolt's literally just like at wit's end. Nothing's wrong with him.
Then why ain't he practicing?
Liar.
He's not going to give a Cleveland-based show any input when it comes to.
I'm not Cleveland-based.
This isn't Cleveland-based.
To hell with Cleveland.
We are not Cleveland-based.
Nobody likes Cleveland.
We are
right now. It's heavily majority Cleveland, other than Zolt, who's Detroit right now.
Dude,
I was going to say,
not even Detroit.
I'm a Detroit guy. You need to have pity on me and tell me.
I told you need to take Sam Bradford.
Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Najee Harris frustrated with foot injury, but it's been a blessing in disguise. He sees younger guys getting more reps as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, who's the younger guy? So.
That's not good. Well, so in other words, well, seriously, if you're seeing this as a blessing in disguise, I don't think I'd be drafting a guy who's farting around taking pictures with cameras.
I mean, they didn't ask him to call plays.
Touche.
Ooh, I smell a bet coming there.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Well, yeah, you know why? Because you're going to be too scared to throw the fucking ball with goddamn Trubisky or fucking Mason Rudolph.
This may be accurate.
I was going to say, Dave Toner even turned around and told me, he said, what the hell is going to happen with Rudolph? They're going to trade him, right? I think they're just going to end up cutting him.
To where?
No, they're just going to cut him.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean,
he said to Houston.
Market.
He said to Houston. I'm like, I don't think Houston's taking any more of anybody else's garbage.
I don't think it's looking.
I don't think so either.
Well, Houston still has Tyrod, right?
I don't know. They've got Davis Mills. They're happy with Davis Mills.
I was going to say, they're very happy with Mills.
I'm just curious if he were to get injured, who would the backup would be?
Hang on. Depth chart. Houston is Davis Mills, Kyle Allen, and Jeff Driscoll.
At my point exactly. And now, was Allen the one that was he the one in Washington or Carolina, was it? That he filled in, remember?
He was in technically both places.
That's what I
Carolina
thought.
2 years, then Washington.
Well, this is interesting. And
Chipper just got to hate on everything that I like.
I don't think Carolina is going to be as bad as we think. I don't think they're going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be terrible. I made that mistake before.
well, this is very interesting. The Jacksonville Jaguars, because I was wondering if this was going to happen, and they did. Several teams have. The USFL to the NFL. Jacksonville actually signed quarterback Mr. Slaughter, who was slightly impressive. Arizona signed Victor Bolden. The Browns even signed defensive end Chris Odom.
The defensive player of the year.
The Cowboys took Chris Sam. Looks like Dallas worked out Turpin, and it looks like they are going to add him. Green Bay went for the tight end Canella. And Mitchell, where did he go? Also to the Cowboys. So the Cowboys are looking to, wow, they really worked out a lot of wide receivers. And the Packers went for Hyman, wide receiver. And the Raiders also went for wide receiver Zuber.
For Dallas, I mean, remember, they lost James Washington already.
Yeah.
And Michael Gallup starts on the PUP list.
And Amari Cooper's in Cleveland.
There's that, too.
Yep. And the Rams took a flyer on Luis Perez. Oh, wow. Well, if Matthew Stafford goes down, the Rams won't be hurting. That's for sure. I watched a lot of the USFL. Perez is a very nice addition. Very nice. So if Stafford does go down, they have a very exciting quarterback there to pick up the slack. Very exciting. Very exciting. There were a lot of good players. There's a couple more receivers I thought might have been picked up, but there's still a lot of preseason injury. Oh, I'm sorry. Not that I want to jinx anybody.
Right.
Deebo Samuel.
So it looks like it's pretty much saying that the people in the middle of the pick, if I just went literally by best available, every time something came up, it's team 6, 7, and 8 are usually your pretty much best teams are saying that's being picked.
It's the sweet spot, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Sweet. I got 7 in Zolf League, so I'm sitting pretty.
There you go. I got the turn.
I've got 8. I have 8 in Zolt's league, so
trade.
Shut up, Zolt.
And then team 11 is in there also.
Zolt,
team 11's got a chance.
The only thing that would work in my favor is to trade spots with you and get back away from you.
I mean, we can talk.
I'm gonna keep you back there in the back of the room where you belong.
But this is going by what was best available. Looks like week 9 is going to rate this team. 1, 2, 3.
I was going to say, the thing about...
Just wait until Saturday. Saturday will be the biggest cluster bomb as the start of round 1.
It's a fact.
If the way that I've looked at weird prediction is Sud's miraculously doesn't screw up and takes Jonathan Taylor 1.
Yeah.
Schrods will go with Josh Allen at 2. Kevin's definitely going to go Matthew Stafford at 3. Doug would probably go Eckler at 4. Jamie takes Cooper Cup at 5. And then it's on Zolt. And Zolt has a buffet to choose from.
I do.
It'll be an ultimate buffet.
Yes.
What league is this?
It's the Aces.
MI Aces.
It'll be the Aces. So if that weirdness happens, Zolt has a buffet as well as the rest of us on the back end. There will be plenty of chicken nuggies for everybody.
Right.
All right,
Going through the end of round 1 and the beginning of round 2.
I'm going to say 2 teams. I want you to tell me which 2 teams is better. Which one of the 2 teams is better? All right. Team 1 has Mahomes, McCaffrey, Saquon, Cooks, Lazard, Kirk, Andrews, Bass, and Broncos defense.
Mm.
Team 2, I got to move everything around, has Allen, Chubb, Patterson, Evans, Moore, Juju, Waller, Tucker, and Bills defense.
The second team by far.
Yeah, I would say second.
Yeah.
What if I told you the first team I read you was the highest score?
Yeah.
That's projection.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, what is this 100 here they got going on? And I said the same thing. I'm like digging through these teams. I'm like, all right, I can see Mahomes, but then like you went McCaffrey and Barkley right behind you back to back.
Oh, Mike. I mean, okay. McCaffrey and Barkley on the same team. I mean, what the hell kind of lucky rabbit's foot are you trying to rub the entire season? Because holy shit.
With Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. Holy Toledo. Yeah, that's wild. All right, so for next week, we will have, I'm sure, a wonderful recap on the cluster bomb of the MI Aces draft, which sold. Oh,
Hey, scoop for you. I got a scoop for you. I won the draft.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, my God. Say goodnight, Gracie. We'll catch you all on the flip side.